Hello YouTube, Jumpy23 here, bringing you on CALLOUS's channel a guest narration of a CI7 CALLOUS Invitational 7 play-ins game. But that's not all because I'm joined by Jabba the Griffin.
Yo, what's up?
So it's Caloom versus Alucs for the first round of play-ins. So uh, I guess this is like the third play-in game, and you've probably already heard this watching one of the other ones. But you need to win 3 rounds of play-ins in a single elimination bracket to make it into CI7. And yeah, these two are both very similar in some respects. They're longtime Mushi Leaguers, and they both probably actually were better at this game around the time of CI6. But, the way the cookie crumbles, we're getting to see them this year, and it's cool that they've got this chance. So I'm excited to get right into the battle.
Yeah, pretty standard turn one.
Yeah,
The
both of them switching out, fearing like the CB rock slide, fearing the T wave. So it's probably not CB because you greed for that when you are usually, I think.
If I'm the Zapdos, I don't know, maybe it's wrong. I like to stay in that spot.
If
I
I'm
mean,
timid, I'll stay and do something. I'll bat and pass or T wave,
yeah, I like
generally.
T-Wave in the pert on, or not the pert, the Mence on turn one. I know some people would consider that one of the worst plays you can make, but I'm like, if you get a chance to neuter it, and they're almost never staying, even if they're like banned slide.
Yeah,
'Cause-
it's one of those situations where like, the respectful play is just a switch. But now we're 3 turns behind. So this is a very defensive Starmie. That's one of Caluminum's favorites. Caluminum, that's his showdown username. It's one of Caluminum's favorites. He loves the super bold Starmies. Um, so we're probably going to be seeing another team like that from him with even maybe a double water. Something that's very weak to Suicune. Caloom likes to be weak to Suicune.
yeah, it could be that good old Stormy Pert kind of stuff. So that's gonna be what that just standard Thunderwave Surf spin recover. I hate that Starmie so much. It just feels so. It's one of those Pokemon that when you use it, it feels like it just sits there and does nothing, and then when your opponent has it, you can never break
Break
it
it.
ever.
Yeah. This matchup's looking really good for Caloom though. Oh,
All
that's
that,
a CB.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
banned.
Uh, it's still looking good for Caloom, I would say. The Snorlax doesn't seem to have a great way to get rid of spikes. I mean, we haven't seen it yet if it would, but you never see Pert with Doll. And there could be a Me, but
It's a pretty
Me has to
fat,
be afraid. That's a fat zap.
fat one. This looks like a special defense lead Zapdos.
Yeah, RT Zap, most likely. Oh, no, never mind. Not on this team. It would definitely want to be like a 3 attack or even 4 attack special defense Zap.
Yeah.
So we're going to be expecting probably the Mince to be preserved here, because Mince is the best Heracross check in the game, and the
Although
Heracross is
Heracross
still
is on
looking
a
scary for the next 2 switch-ins before it dies to
yeah,
Sand and
it's
Spike.
on a massive timer. What
Right.
did from just taking a stoss, you know,
Yeah,
that's pretty
that's
funny.
the good thing about Kaloom's position here is that, Mence can't switch into Heracross a bunch, but it doesn't need to because the Heracross is already so unhealthy and no healing.
Yeah,
This
and it'll be hard pressed to even come in again on anything that isn't a kill, by like T-Tar.
a sack or a double, yeah. Though Zapdos is very good at forcing in Blissey, so a bold play from Alex here could be to double.
Yeah. Well, he has BP, so this would be a good BP turn.
Oh, you're right.
I mean, if Kaloom has it in him, you claw on the BP.
That's a very high risk, low reward play.
It
Certainly
is.
Alex has something for Mence on his team, but
Yeah, but the reward is people in chat saying what a god. And that's more important than winning.
it's very true. This is a long turn. It's a fair turn to take a long time on. As Kaloom, you're in like a forward position, but when you're playing defense against like a breaker heavy offense with Hera Lax, you can't afford to get complacent at any point. You know, Alucs can make one good switch, get his breaker in, and take a piece, and then suddenly you're weak to Pert or something. I hate running a lot of like fat teams into Pert because even though Pert actually loses to everything 1v1, it also you can't ever switch into it. It's a very funny dynamic.
Yeah,
And he
he did.
does
Yeah,
make the safe play. Both of them do. But that favors Alex for sure.
man, that claw would have been good though.
Sure would have Hera back in, could be an option. But he
Yeah, I
has to
think
make another focus read in order to make any progress through the Scarm.
I think yeah, I think focus is fine here. I don't think he's ever just going to give up the tar for free into
With a Lax.
yeah. I mean, we don't know what lack with that being return. I mean, there's a world in which that's curse rest. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree with you. I would have focused there, but man, it's so much easier to call those clicks when you're not
I know. I
playing
know.
with your life on the line. We've both been there.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never made a misplay in my life.
Oh no, I
Oh,
meant
that's
we've both been in play-ins, although
oh, oh yeah,
very
yeah,
different
yeah.
experiences with that situation. And
Yeah,
Alex is either saying he has a spinner or he doesn't know what he's doing. Like he doesn't know what to do. Either is very possible in this situation. This Megahorn has really locked him into a bad line.
yeah, I don't like any of that. Um, I mean, even if he has a spinner, obviously he doesn't, or it comes in there because what is it? It's going to be Doll, or it's going to be
Me,
me, and so either of them comes in there. So he's spinnerless. That Lax is
trash.
paralyzed and it's going to take 25%. The Pert's on the clock now, but it's never breaking through the fat me anyway. So I don't know I don't know what these last two are going to be. On a team like this, you would have expected, maybe not a mag, but no, it probably should have been
With a banned
somewhere.
Hera, I think you'd run a different Hera if you were magging. This is like a team that just says, I'm gonna call my Hera right, and then failed to do that.
Yeah,
And when
right.
that
Okay.
happens to you, this is kind of how it looks.
Yeah, this one.
So
I don't want to say
Caloom
grab
revealing
yet.
his last, and like, holy jeez, if Alex had actually brought a spinner, it would have been in prime position, I think, in this game. Like, that's
Yeah, yeah,
boltless bliss.
yeah, if he's more careful with it and just only BPs to it instead of letting it switch in on a layer plus the stoss, that thing would have, put real numbers up. So I don't even think this is a bad matchup on paper. I think he just completely uh tossed his win con.
I don't think this is a bad matchup for Alex. I think he brought a bad team. I'm gonna be honest. Like this
It's
this team is
it's a little
very
janky.
all in, and CB fighters tend to be like that, where it's like I'm just gonna call my turns right. But a good CB fighter team gives you more than like two chances to do that. This
Right.
Hera came in on one layer twice and died from that. Like you need something.
Yeah, this just looks over. We got a spikeless mixed men's coming right now.
Yeah, you hate to see
Into
spikeless mixments too.
into Oh, there you go. Sometimes these menses are faster, and not this one.
No.
They'd be faster if this was a callous stormy set.
Which is strange because I've scatted Caloom recently because we just played in Mushu League, right? And he does run that like super fat 285 Starmie or whatever. But I guess not on this team, which is a good call because nothing else on the team is fast at all.
Right. Yeah. He would just get
Zarded,
honestly he would just get 6-0'd by the mixed men's if he was 280
right?
Stormy, which is funny because Callus does sit them at 280. I always move them up to 285. There's no reason to be slower than the 284s. They don't really exist, I know, but I don't want to be in that situation where I just get 6-0'd by a
Blaziken.
Blaziken, you know?
It's like 20 EVs. You can't tell me that you're gonna notice those 20 bulk EVs
Right,
compared to that
exactly.
like binary yes or no. Do I just get smacked by the Blaziken twice?
Yeah, right. Looks like uh Alucs is thinking about what team he should bring next game.
Right. Callus was just talking about implementing a rule that you have to take 5 minutes or less between games, so we might be seeing this more of this in in main event if he really does implement that rule of just being like, all right, I got 150 seconds to look back at the scout,
It was
decide
funny
what
because
went wrong.
it seems like it was inspired by, people brought up Blues' narration of my game against PK Leach from last season again, and there was a period where PK Leach took like 15 minutes between games one and two. I personally didn't care. I know some people would. I was like, I like to unwind a little bit too, especially when you're playing PK Leach and his team slower and you actually have to think a bit rather than just clicking buttons for a few minutes. So I didn't mind it, but I know some people would get a little antsy. So you probably should just implement the rule for main.
I just I keep looking at Alex's team and being like, damn, replace like literally any one of these Pokemon with a Def Me, and Caloom has no matchup. Like Def Me Metagross, Def Me Hera, like
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I
yeah, if
don't
that
really like either of these teams too much. Kaloom's is a pretty standard big 5e type team, but the substitutions I feel like make it strange into most breakers.
yeah,
And
I don't like. I don't know. I don't like these teams with Metagross on them. Um, I know you need a rock resist. I'd rather just go me Pert and then run like that 4 attack Pert.
right, you got a Salamence too, right? That's a ghetto rock resist. Well,
Yeah.
less when it's mixed. DD Salamence counts.
See what the people are saying.
That's a good idea. I'm afraid to check Discord, seeing as it crashed right before I started
Yeah,
recording.
don't
But
don't don't mess with it. Yeah, seems like we're at that point in the game where we got nothing more to talk about. Just kind of waiting it out till game two. Yeah, I've seen, over the years we've probably seen crazier comebacks. Technically, there's a chance. Which ones? Why
Metagross
are you
can do it.
saying, why are you saying GG? Yours is faster.
He doesn't say GG, he says well played, but like, yeah, just declaw again,
Oh,
dude.
I thought he was saying game over. Okay.
Oh,
Well, I mean, he's going Bliss here anyway.
yeah. I mean, Metagross can absolutely still do this for Alucs,
We
especially
could
if
go
it's
fish. No,
Agi.
see, so right there, what Alux had to do was fish the brick break crit. I mean, you had to do it.
I
Um,
agree.
and if you do, you actually have a chance of winning. I wouldn't say it's high, but actually, it's very high with this
You're
with this.
you're like a crit away on the Tar. The Me has T-Wave, so it can always trade, but it is a trade which opens up a lot of room for Metagross.
Yeah.
Like, somehow this isn't over for Alex, but he's not playing aggressive enough. I'm not sure he even realizes that it's not over. He's kind of playing like a guy who's playing to not lose rather than to win.
It's end pert.
That's
Also,
something we
that,
didn't catch.
that was a very risky me. Oof. No, I don't think that mattered, but
Surf's definitely just putting you in Slack range, so
yeah, I don't think you surf here. I think you just go. I
there's
don't know
no
what is this
100%
gonna be
switch.
war pert or is this gonna be ice beam?
Yeah, until you know that, there's no safe switch. Or you can
Or
just
just
crit.
crit. Yeah, that works. That makes it easy. I'm not sure that
That's
was the play.
pretty shit. I'm
Um,
gonna calc that real quick. see if like a normal input would live that. Because if so, that was really cringe.
There's no way. It probably only does like 40%.
Yeah, 34 to 40.
You know, so that would have knocked him in range.
That would have taken
Um,
out two Pokemon, like guaranteed.
yeah, and probably the would have taken out the Blissey, which then would have
Well,
opened up.
The Scarm's healthy enough to like live a Hydro, but it would put
Or,
it in like
or
Metagross
Hydro from
danger.
there. Yeah, I guess so. If you're thinking about how well it takes normal off pert pumps, which do what, like around 50 something.
Yeah.
So at 89, yeah, that would have ate. So yeah, you would have just tossed the Scarm there.
That crit's actually super good for Alucs. Is now the Bliss's indefinite Brickfish range. Oh my gosh,
IB,
that's
yeah.
bold.
All right.
Wait,
Well,
wait.
what are we waiting for?
We're waiting for a mash raise.
Yeah, that's true. He
There's
just
no
needs he
roar.
just needs
Roar's
one. He
off the
just needs
table.
one. Wow, that's actually insane.
And he
Oh, but you got him
quakes? Are you kidding
finished.
me?
Oh, come on, man.
Why would you do that? And
He
he's not
li-
even RS. If you were RS, maybe you quake there. You still mash. Oh, that
that's
was.
that's insane. I didn't even see that out angle, but he had it. One mash raise and that's over.
Oh. I thought he was sacking down to the last mon meta to do exactly that. But then he just quakes the Bliss. It's actually crazy because if the Hydro had hit, then the. Or if he had been crit, then the Metagross, I think, just won. Well, might still need a mash race to get through Tar as well, or a crit. But
Yeah.
he was one mash raise off, but he didn't even go for it.
Yeah,
Hate to see it.
that's kind of sad. He almost has that's justice for our game last night.
Yeah, you showed Alucs how to lose with Agiligress, and he took notes.
Right. Wow. I really did not even see that angle. That everything was weakened enough for that to roll through. I feel like an idiot not realizing that he had a chance. I thought this game was wrapped up, but and that's why actually I think, putting Starmie in that position like he did in the first place was bad. I think he had to sack something else to the pert and not just surf it down. So
Well, the Mii was at 14 when it came in on Pert in the first place. So he had to get a recover off.
which he did, but then
And
the
then he should
surf
have
play,
switched out. Yeah. He had to come
uh,
in and get a recover at some point, but then he should have switched right back out.
game two's up,
Yep.
and it started with BB traits, and one is EV and the other isn't.
That's always interesting because when you take that 100, you don't know if this is like some lonely Mixtar stuff or if it's just Choice Band. And I know Caloom literally brought Choice Band earlier today uh, to Mushi League, so this could be
What's
a run
the
back of that team. Who's to say?
what's the damage calc say on that? Yeah, that I think if you're not killing, you're not banned. So that was probably mix BB from Olix.
Oh yeah, Alex was certainly like a
Yeah.
normal UD tar, but Kaloom's is banned. There we go. There's your answer.
All
And
right,
he's
well, right back
looking
in.
pretty dominant again.
Oh yeah, this is
At
this is
this
a really
point, with
bad
a
start.
T-Wave on the Scarm and the Tar dead, even if this is some whack-ass Zap Dug, the Bliss is safe. It's not though, it's Toxic Zap. Which I guess is actually, like, the Bliss is not safe. So that's, good for Alex that he's Toxic. But that T-Volt chunked. This got to be, like, modest. It did 22 to Bliss earlier, too. I didn't point it out because I was busy talking about something else, but
That's gotta be super. What kind of Wish Protect Jirachi takes 48% from a
it's got to be, like, max bold. So that's probably the only rock resist on the team.
no, it's gotta be It's got to be like 0 HP. I've never seen a Zapdos do that much to a Wish Protect Jirachi in my entire life. Like, how much does it do to Super Achi? It does modest does to 0 HP. It does 48 to 57.
48 can be a max roll from Modest Zap on
Or
252
yeah, okay.
0.
So
So,
we probably max rolled it. We'll
yeah.
see if we'll see when he takes another T-Bolt in the future, I guess. These guys are flying through this game.
They were
I keep
clicking
having
game
to
1
turn.
until like turn 11, but I wonder how far behind I am. I was one turn behind, watching like replays at full speed.
Yeah, they're in hyper clicker mode now after,
That's
taking a year last game
it's
for a
really
return.
not where you should be as Alucs here in hyper
No,
clicker mode.
yeah, he should be thinking this one out. Maybe if he did, he would have not let Skarmory take a banded rock slide while he was paralyzed with Skarm.
Yeah.
But
I missed how the Scarm died even. We were too busy like calcing Rachi or whatever. We were way
well, it
behind.
took the band slide earlier, and then it took
A bolt
a
from Bliss.
yeah,
Because it's
and
the rare wave bolt Bliss, so I guess he expected to live one and get a spike. But
yeah,
Caloom held him to 0 spikes. Like, this is really rough for
yeah.
Alex.
This one also seems over early, and the Metagross is paralyzed this time. So even if it is surprise late game agility, still over.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how he can even make something. He fished a crit on Bliss. He had a 1 turn crit window, but he didn't get it. If he had gotten to that, that certainly would have made a difference.
I feel like, and you could probably test better, but from what I know about Caloom, I feel like a spinner might be mandatory. Is that
With this team, he loves his waters. Waters almost every time. Wait, I'm behind again. He spiked the
oh,
fourth time. That
yeah,
was.
you got it.
So a water is likely, and it could be me, but I wouldn't say a spinner looks mandatory on this team. Like he was willing to take
No,
the 83 or 87 on tar turn 1, right? So
yeah,
it's not like he's trying to make progress with his tar so much.
I don't mean like I just mean into Kaloom, like the type of teams he runs. You're best off bringing a spinner.
Oh, you mean as Alucs? Yeah, but
Yeah,
I don't think Alucs has done a great job of scouting. I absolutely am outfatting Caloom. Some sort of spinner bulky setup shit.
yeah, like that stuff you guys prepped against him in PPL week 1.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah,
Alex
yeah,
got
looks
his
like
mash raises in this game, but it just wasn't enough.
this is a wash. Yeah, a little bit. Has anything have damage on it right now? The T-Tar.
Wait,
Jirachi
yeah.
is Jirachi
Caloom
has
has revealed 4 Pokemon and he hasn't taken damage since turn 1.
it's pretty insane.
This is I wasn't expecting this to be such a lopsided game, but
I don't think anybody was. I think Olux was the overwhelming favor. I think 2 to 1.
yeah, I think I've just lost my first prediction. I'm not 100% sure,
Yeah, yeah, me too. I didn't
but
have faith in Kaloom.
I do have a
Considering
lot of respect for Caloom. I actually picked him first round in a Mushi League one time, but I just thought Alex would prep better than he did, and I think Kaloom's fairly exploitable. But I guess this is what you were talking about in the pregame or the like draft chat is like, can play-ins players prep?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's generally a reason, and then when you see who ends up making it through, it's usually the guys that put in the most prep. Like last year, you're looking at Arctic, who he's he has someone who has free enough time to prep 10 hours a day if he wanted to
Right.
figure out which Pokemon would be better if they had a rest set. Hey, he killed something. Everybody, big
Ah,
round of
shit.
applause.
And yeah, that was max HP. Oh wait, we are way behind again. Gosh, they are clicking so hard.
Is it already over?
Uh, yeah. There's only a bliss left on Aluc's side.
Yeah, I'm snapping it. Okay. Wow. Oh
They
man.
clicked so hard that game. Well, there you go, folks. That was Caloom beating Alucs 2-0 and advancing to top 4 of his bracket. So congrats to Caloom. Better luck next time, Alucs. Just kidding. This is the last CI.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Thanks, Jabba, for recording with me, and thanks for watching, and thanks, Callus, for letting me record for him as well. See ya.